This is Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Ruchakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. The Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's Brother Shawab Amawan back at you with another lesson. And what I want to get into, I'm going to show you a couple of clips after I read this one more time. All right. Basically going into the title. All right. Nero says no World War III, but these other nations think otherwise. Okay. This is Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. All right, I'm going to show you a couple clips. All right, give me 1 second. So I got them kind of like scattered everywhere, but I know where they at. All right. So the first clip I'm going to show you is DT. Okay. Saying that there will never be war.
So many people have said the Middle East, and this has been going for many, many decades. I've read it many times that World War III will begin in the Middle East. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. There was a time that you would have thought it could have, but it's not going to happen. There won't be World War III, hopefully at all, but it's not going to start in the Middle East. We're not going to have a World War III if we're smart. There'll never be a World War III.
All right. But these other nations think otherwise. Let me grab. Oh, let me grab this one too real quick.
This took 3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up too. It's going to hold up.
Basically, you got Peace 2025. All right. Let me grab a scripture with that. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:1, and it says, the day of the Lord, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahushai so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Grab another video.
Russia has just threatened the United States, saying that they would strike American cities if Ukraine uses the U.S.-made Tomahawk missiles. And yes, this is an actual quote from a high Russian lawmaker. This is coming from the Russian State Duma deputy, Alexei Zhuravov, who said during an interview, and this is a little bit of a paraphrase for you, only American crews can launch Tomahawk missiles, meaning that the U.S. would then have direct involvement in Russia's war. Adding that with all the consequences that follow, including possible retaliation fire on American cities, believe me, we have the opportunity for this. Now let's back up for a second here. If the United States were to send Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine, Americans would not be manning said systems. Just like every other system that was given to Ukraine, Ukraine learns these systems outside of Ukraine, and then they come inside of Ukraine, only Ukrainians, to launch said weapons. Russia likes to use this playbook from time to time, saying there's no way that Ukrainians could do this stuff without US or NATO involvement. Essentially saying that Ukrainian soldiers are stupid and they don't know how to do this stuff. They need the Americans, which is not true at all. Sure, there's going to be a learning curve. I mean, took a while for F-16s, but yeah, Ukraine's going to get it. It's just, like we've mentioned before, could take several months. What's interesting is that the Russian ministry did say that, hey, Washington, you need to show restraint before you greenlight something that could potentially spiral into a dangerous confrontation between Russia and the United States. But once again, any time that any country wants to give something to Ukraine, whether it was ATACMS, or Storm Shadows or F-16s, Russia gave exactly the same threat, and nothing ever came of it. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I'll be sure to keep you updated, so please do share my videos and follow me for more.
So let me grab this real quick, because Russia, according to Ezekiel the 38th chapter, all right, in Isaiah 13, all right, they are going to be the ones, the main ones that destroy America. All right. So this is Ezekiel 38. Actually, I'll grab Isaiah first. Isaiah 13. And I'll grab it from, I'm gonna kind of jump around. I'll grab it from 6. Judgment on the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. How ye, this is Isaiah 13:6, how ye, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is at hand, and it shall come as the destruction from the Almighty. All right. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. How are you going to lay a land desolate, man? All right, you're going to lay a land desolate through thermonuclear missiles. All right, remember, as the scriptures tell you, in the ancient time, all right, wars were fought with confused noise and blood filled with blood on rolled garments. All right, but this, right, shall be fought with flames and fire, man. Okay. Matter of fact, let me just grab it real quick. 9 and 5, Isaiah, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. All right. Going into how they used to fight back in the day with swords and knives. All right. That was the clinging of swords, which was the confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, because, you know, they were just laid out with blood all over their garments. All right. But this shall be with burning in the fuel of fire. Okay. Going back to 13 and 10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened and is going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world. You see, how's the Lord going to punish the world, man? With thermonuclear fire. Okay. The Lord's going to handle all that at once. Okay. It says, and I will punish the world for their evil and their wicked, for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. Yeah, and the most proud is America. All right, that golden city is going to be brought down, man. It says, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Okay. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. Okay, I'm going to jump down real quick. 17, get to the point, because this is speaking of Russia, all right, the Medes. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows, okay, going into their missiles, also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, all right, America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And how was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? All right, through fire. You see, that's why to this day you can't have nothing can ever exist where that Sodom and Gomorrah was, man, because all the sulfur that was there. All right, so the Lord's gonna overthrow America the same way he overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. You see, through fire. Okay. Now let me grab Ezekiel 38, going straight to the points. All right, because I did an actual lesson yesterday on the highways and hedges going into World War III. All right, this is Ezekiel 38, and I'll take it from 4. All right. It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Okay. And I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen. Yeah, because the Lord's gonna put that spirit back into Russia as when they were as the Soviet Union. Okay. And they were quiet for a very long time. All right. But now the Lord stirred them back up. He stirred up the Medes. You see, that's why they're in that fighting spirit right now. Okay. It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. All right. And then it goes into Persia and Ethiopia, Libya. All right. Which basically you have that Russia's a guard onto those, okay, going into Iran and the Sudanese, okay, and so forth, right? So all you see, all these all these other these nations that are being mentioned, they have joined with Russia, basically. Okay, now let me just jump down. All right, real quick, get to the point. And it says I'll grab, yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, let me just jump into 7 real quick, because this is talking about how Israel's going to be smacked. Israel's also going to be smacked because as you see, America and Israel go hand in hand, man. They both can cahoots with each other, all right? And America is basically always up Israel's ass, okay? So it says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled onto thee, and be thou a guard unto them, all right, into those countries that we was just reading about. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, you see, which have been always waste, for it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. All right, jumping down real quick to 10. Okay, it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And who is this whole chapter speaking about? It's talking about, all right, Russia. Okay, Slovakia, going into Gog and Magog. So you have to understand that Gog and Magog go back to being Russia. All right. So it says that that they pretty much that the Lord's gonna put that evil thought into Putin. All right. And I'm gonna show you another video. He just gave a chilling warning, another chilling warning onto the United States. That's the Lord putting them evil thoughts in Putin's head, man. Okay. So eventually he goes to take out America. And it says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. So the fact that you got Nero, all right, Mr. DT, telling you that we're not going to go to World War III is a complete lie. And he knows that is a lie. He knows it's a lie. And that's literally the pride of this damn devil, man. All right. As the scriptures say, the wicked is estranged from the womb. Soon as they be born, they speak lies, man. This devil always speaking lies. That's why Trump is always all over the place. He'll tell you one day this ain't gonna happen, then it happens, then a couple weeks later he changes that up and it's something else. That's how Esau is, man. Okay, and it says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. All right, meaning America, because it has no protection. Here it is, our people, our military scattered in all these other nations, worrying about going to war with everybody else, and is leaving America open over here, man. Okay. It says, I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. Okay. And that's the point on that. Let me grab some more video. Excuse me. Gotta go back to Instagram. I believe this is the video. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
We have the United States clashing with Venezuela and their allies at a UN Security Council right now. Venezuela has called up the Security Council to criticize the United States building up near them, as they say that the United States is getting ready to strike soon. We have Colombia, Russia, China, Iran, and Venezuela all criticizing the United States for building up down there and attacking ships, saying this could cause a regional war or regional destabilization. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. Big reveal that Maduro just signed a strategic partnership agreement between Venezuela and Russia. So now it's into law. Not only will Russia be helping Venezuela with their economy, they'll be delivering military equipment to Venezuela.
You see, that's them being a guard on to these other nations, man.
Protect themselves against regime change. AKA, they could jump into the war to help Venezuela out if they're in danger. Maduro, you're smart. He rushed this out quick, too. That's why today Russia at the UN blamed the United States of planning a coup. And on top of that, y'all do know Russia has the presidential seat at the UN, right? That's why they were able to take this up so fast. Everything's kind of working out in Maduro's favor, to be honest. But this is about to be crazy. We have the Pakistan Taliban attacking security forces that killed more than 20. Now, Pakistan and Afghanistan is on the verge of war. The Taliban and Pakistan is getting ready for a big clash. I guess there was an attack a couple days ago that injured 10 Paki soldiers. Pakistan blamed it on India. They're already building up on India's border. I have the sources on it, going to show it. But that area is really starting to heat up, so it's another area to pay attention to. Here's the one about Pakistan warning of all-out war right after they attacked Afghanistan. And here's the one about Pakistan sending tanks near the LOC, as India is doing the exact same thing. They're both getting ready to run operations, and they're warning of war with each other. Pakistan warns of a new war with India after 11 soldiers were killed, saying the chances of war with India are real. They're also saying that they're helping fighters in Baluchistan as well, as India's denying that allegation. We also got North Korea showcasing their new intercontinental ballistic missile in front of Russian and Chinese leaders. Zelensky says he got good hints that Trump is getting ready to send the Tomahawk missiles over to Ukraine and other type of long-range missiles. Russian bombers are practicing hitting targets near NATO's borders as the Baltic states are preparing for a Russian attack. NATO is also getting ready to run nuclear drills, which is going to prepare them for protecting their nuclear weapons against an adversary. What the hell is up with all these nuclear simulated drills? No, I'm not lying either. NATO begins their big nuclear exercise next week. Protecting the weapons is key part of the drill. They're going to be practicing protecting their nuclear weapons before using them. Trump also announced that there was going to be 130% tariffs put on China
on November 1st of 2025. This is coming as China has banned us from using their rare earths because they said we were using it to make weapons and stuff, which was a danger to their national security. So Donald Trump just lashed out and said he's going to make China feel the pain. And he's not only doing this, he's banning any Chinese airlines that's trying to go through Russia and get to the United States. They now got to go around Russia or take the long way. Taiwan's president just unveiled a new T-Dome air defense system to counter China's drones. And this is supposed to intimidate China because China's getting ready to invade Taiwan. Oh, wait, I know some people are going to be confused about the 130% tariffs because he actually announced 100% tariffs. There's already 30% tariffs on China. So altogether, it'll be 130 once these go into play. Here's the one about Venezuela saying they see an armed attack happening soon. Putin announced the global arms race is already on and saying that Russia's going to announce a new nuclear weapon and hope that Donald Trump doesn't start testing nuclear bombs. And if he does, then Vladimir Putin's going to do them too. We got more unidentified drones breaching NATO airspace, and then just a lot of stuff going on right now. Anyways, I got a live coming next. I'll see y'all there.
You see, these other nations think otherwise, man.
Let's talk about the world news. We have the United States clashing with Venezuela and their allies at a
and their allies. He said they're clashing with Venezuela and their allies, United States, right? So with the allies, let's grab this. This is Obadiah. Okay. This is Obadiah 1, and I'll take it from 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee, meaning these allies, have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. You see, showing you that these other nations eventually will turn. Okay, their own allies are going to turn on them, man. Tells you that also. Okay, just grab this. This is Revelations 17, and I'll just take it straight to the point. 16, and the 10 horns, all right, which thou sawest upon the beast, shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay, going into the EU, all right, is the 10 horns, all right, and then you got these allies also. All right, let's grab this also real quick before I forget. This is Zechariah. These are all going straight to the points. Zechariah 14 and 12. And it says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. All right. As a matter of fact, let me grab this first. Revelations, 18. And I'll take it from 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, all right, saying, Babylon the great is fallen and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All right, going into these other nations, following after the ways of America. All right, basically going to bed with America. It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? And it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Okay? And what is the plagues? This is the plague. And this is the plague from Zechariah 14 and 12. This is the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. You see, going into the nuclear missiles, burning this place up. Okay, so like it. Let me go back to that Revelations real quick in 18. Okay, it says, reward her, 18:6, reward her as she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she has filled, fill to her double. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit as a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that's the pride of America, man, thinking that they can't be touched. All right, that's why it said in Ezekiel the 38th chapter that Russia will go to the place where there was rest. All right, America's is when you have rest, that means you just chilling. All right, you don't have a worry. Okay, when you resting, you don't have a worry because you sleep. So this place is sleep, man. Okay, it says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. Talking about America. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. All right. And America's going to be taken out in 1 hour, as the scriptures tell you, man. All right. 17. For in 1 hour so great riches come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning. Yeah, because all these other nations gonna see America getting smacked. Okay, now let's grab this before it leaves my mind. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus 25. All right, going into how Russia said that they were going to go up to the unwalled villages because there has no protection. All right, now this verse is speaking about is 2 cents. All right, but because it's talking about women, one, but it's also talking about America, because America is considered as that woman, that virgin, that daughter of Babylon, right? So this is Ecclesiasticus 25, and where's it at? Slacking, not 25, 26 and 12. It says, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he has found the fountain, and drink of every water near her. Okay, yeah, because of America's that one place that allows all these different philosophies, all these different nations to enter into. All right, you can't go to these other nations and do that. All right, here in America, this is the place that's got different types of nations everywhere. Okay, it says Salakia. It says she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he has found the fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow. Okay, which we know that the arrows, all right, is a representation of the missiles, and we're spiritually speaking right now. All right, this is all in spiritual sense as a metaphor. All right, again, this is a 2 cents. All right, because this is also talking about women when they open their quiver, meaning, you know, their legs to every arrow, you know, every rod that they see. Okay, but we're using this right now as a metaphor for America. Okay, let's grab this because it said by every head she will sit down. All right, which it reminds me of Isaiah 47. All right, and 1. Come down and sit in the dust. All right, meaning confusion. Oh, virgin daughter of Babylon. Why is she being called the virgin? All right, because a virgin is a woman that has never been touched. So America has that same mentality of they can't be touched. Okay, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt be no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. All right. And that's basically showing how America's being exposed left and right. All right. As the scriptures tell you that Esau can no longer hide himself. All right. The Lord has made Esau bare. Okay. Meaning that their shame is being spewed out. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. Okay. As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Okay. And we know that the Lord, all right, let's grab that. Exodus, it tells you the same thing in Exodus 15:5. Okay. Exodus 15:3, Salakia. The Lord Yahweh is a man of war. The Lord Yahweh is his name. You see? So we know that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is about total war. All right. So for Esau to come out and say that there ain't gonna be no World War III, all right. Well, the Lord got a little surprise for you. Okay. Now, let me grab one more article that came up in my news break. If I can find it again. Yes, it says Putin has issued a new warning to the world. Okay, and this was I received this yesterday. Okay, give me 1 second. It's loading. Actually, let me read the bottom because hold on, I gotta read that bottom for you. Cause it'll start talking, but right now it's just showing some. Hold on. Come on. Ain't nothing but she's on. Being difficult right now. That is oh man. Yeah, Shaitan being corny right now. Let me bring it back up again. Because you're not going to be able to read the little lettering. This is why I need my computer, man. My Shaitan messing with my damn computer. I can't bring my computer out. My computer is like now all of a sudden it's all out of date and shit. And I have to go. The only way it connects to the internet, I have to get a Thunderbolt. All right, hold on. Okay, so it says, oh, I had it all the way at the beginning and then just messed up. And now it's being corny. Oh my, come on, hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, got it. It says, oh man, it keeps doing it. I put it all the way to the beginning and it throws it all the way back to the end. Let me let this finish real quick. Hopefully it'll restart the whole video and I can read it. 1 second, bear with me. It's going so slow right now. Okay, there you go. All right, hold on. It's coming back now. Okay, it says,
the nearest future will have a chance to announce.
It says Vladimir Putin claims Russia has tested new kind of weapon in chilling World War III threat. Yeah, I could stop everything. It says now big deal for us. No big deal for us. Putin says Russia ready to match U.S. in arms race. warns others may test nukes. You see? So here it is. He's talking about there ain't gonna be no more world war. All right. He over there trying to make peace treaties, man. And you know that this devil's known to break peace treaties, man. All right. And Russia's already preparing for war. You have all these other nations that's preparing for war. Okay. You got Iran that's gonna waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, that like it tells you in second Ezra, the 16th chapter. Okay. It says, continuing on, it says Russia President Putin said on Friday that Russia would not worry if the United States decides not to extend the New START treaty, okay, which limits nuclear warheads and expires next year. The New START treaty, signed in 2010 between the United States and Russia, limits each side. Hold on, I can't see what it says there. Limits each side 1,550 deployed strategic nuclear warheads. And then I can't see what it says because it's got like a whole bunch of words on top of where I need to read at. All right. But it says something like 700 delivery systems, including missiles and bombers. It also, and then I can't see the rest of it. But then it says in big letters, it says Putin. You can see how those words are covering the rest that I got to read. It says Putin warns the world that arms races is underway. Let's see what it continues to say. It says,
I believe that in the nearest future we will have a chance to announce a new weapon. We spoke about it before.
It says Putin emphasized Russia's nuclear deterrence systems are more advanced than those of any other nuclear state. It says he warned that a global armed race is underway, signaling rising nuclear tensions. All right. And if we're not going to World War III like this devil's talking about, right, then why the hell are you trying to bring a military draft for? You see, what are you drafting 18 to 26 men and women for? You know, this is what I mean, that Putin comes with that bullshit, man. He says one thing one day and then the next day is another thing. All right. He's all total confusion. This is why this is Babylon the Great. All right. Because there's always confusion being said out here, man. Okay. See, I was screen record my whole my from my phone, but it's hard to screen record from my phone because then I have to go into I can only go through X Recorder, and then I can only do one of my channels. I like to do my 3 channels at once. So maybe I'll do that, try to do it through X Recorder so y'all can read it and see what I'm bringing up on my phone better, you know. But for now, I'll just read it anyway. So let's continue. Nothing's coming up. It's just, it says remarks came at a press conference in Dashnabi. It says after a summit of former Soviet states. Okay.
Well, we maintain contacts between the Foreign Ministry and Department of State. Will these 4 months be enough to make a decision on extending the treaty? I think 4 months are enough if there is goodwill to extend the treaty. But if Americans...
It says on the bottom, it says Kremlin stated it would uphold New START obligations for 1 year past its expiration, but no formal extension exists yet.
Is that necessary? It's not a critical thing for us because in this regard, we just continue to work according to plan. I have
Let's see
already
what it says on the bottom. It says Trump responded positively to the idea of extending the treaty, but no agreement has been finalized.
said that, and it's not a secret for anyone. The novelty, the state-of-the-art nature of our deterrence means is
It says Russia possesses 5,459 nuclear warheads with 1,718 deployed. The U.S. has 5,177 with 1770 deployed. Okay, that's see. This is why the scriptures tell you. Let's grab that. All right, between all these nations, all right, which all these nations is gonna come together to destroy America, man. All right. As a matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. I'll grab these two scriptures. This is let's grab this one first. This is Joel 3:9, and it says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles." All right. NLT says, "Say to the nations far and wide, get ready for war." Okay. Going back to the KJV, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles." All right. Going into these other nations, "Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong." Okay. And that's what you see. All these nations that were once weak and that were afraid of America, all right, now they are no longer of America. I mean, they are no longer afraid of America. America is not that powerhouse no more, man, because all these other nations have nuclear power. It says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." Okay, and that goes all the way out there into the Middle East. You see, and this devil talk about there ain't gonna be no World War III. All right, they're all gonna be put in the valley of Jehoshaphat to go out there and bring war. Okay. It says, "Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great." All right. The other one that I wanted was which one was it? I knew I should have put it in, so I didn't forget. Because I start talking and then I forget. Lord willing, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh shall bring it back to my mind. All right, so let me continue real quick. Oh, that's the other one, the water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Revelations, let's grab that real quick. Revelations 9 and straight to the point. Okay. Let's grab it from 13. It says, "And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before Yahweh, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates." Okay. "And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men." And how's that third part of men going to be slayed, man? It's going to be slayed by thermonuclear missiles. Okay. It says, "And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. You see, going into them 200 million missiles that's going to hit America. How is it going to be possible? Because you just read that Russia, okay, has what? They have 5,459 nuclear missiles, man. Okay. Now each missile could break out to 60 missiles, 100 missiles. All right. So imagine that. Okay. Imagine 5,000 400, what was it, 5,454, right? 59, okay, nuclear missiles, and each and one of them break out to 100 missiles. You could do the math. And then along with the rest of these other nations that have thousands of missiles lined up, China has thousands and thousands of missiles, man. This is why America is going to be annihilated off the face of the earth, man. Okay, but pertaining to Isaiah the 34th chapter, man. So the fact that you got Nero just speaking that there won't be no World War III, all right, the Bible says otherwise. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai says otherwise. Okay, these other nations say otherwise and think otherwise because they're all preparing for war while you're trying to prepare a peace treaty, man. And the Lord not down with them peace treaties, man. The Lord gonna put the spirit on all these nations to destroy America. All right. Matter of fact, let's grab this too. This is Isaiah. I mean, not Isaiah. 40. Actually, you know what? Let's grab Isaiah. Isaiah 24, and I'll grab Matthew also. This is Isaiah 24 and 20, and it says, "The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again." All right. For it to be to reel to and fro like a drunkard means that it's gonna be knocked off its axis, man. The whole entire earth is gonna shake, it's gonna feel it. The earth itself is not gonna disintegrate because the earth abideth forever. All right, according to Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. Okay, but the earth is gonna feel it, man. The whole entire earth is gonna feel these missiles. All right, causing it to shake. This is Matthew. Okay, and this is all rumors of wars. The scriptures continue to say. It says, "And ye shall hear." This is Matthew 24 and 6. "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." All right, and why are they rumors of war? Okay, because it says, "See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Why is it not going to be? It's going to be lots of rumors of war. All right, things are going to happen. All right, but that's not the end yet, because the Lord works in chronological order, man. He has an order to everything. So before that actual World War III pops off, where Russia destroys America and these other nations helping, all right, you have to have the implementation of the MOTB. All right, you have to have the implementation of that Rice Krispie treat. All right, then that end is gonna come. Okay, because that's when the Lord's gonna lift up that standard. Just when this devil has, he thinks he's got the world in the palm of his hands. All right, the Lord gonna lift up that standard. Yahweh Shai gonna crack them clouds, right? And these missiles are gonna be flying in the sky, man. All right, and that's when the elect is gonna be beamed up. All right, so we don't get smacked by the missiles. All right, Lord willing, we are of the elect. Okay, so it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." All right, "For nation shall rise against nation," and that's what you see. You see all these nations rising against each other. All right, "and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." You see, the beginning of sorrows. All right, so let's go back and finish this video, and I'll wrap it up. All right.
Better than any other state might boast, and we keep on developing this. As I said it before, we continue this work.
It says, Putin hinted that the other countries may be planning nuclear tests. Russia warning Russia would respond in kind. It says checking. It says he framed potential nuclear test as necessary for deterrence and checking the effectiveness of long stored missile fuel. Nah, they ain't testing, man. They getting ready for war. They're preparing for war, as the scriptures tell you, man. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. Isaiah, since I've quoted it real quick. Isaiah 34. All right, straight to the point. 1, it says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear and to hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He has utterly destroyed them. He has delivered them to the slaughter." All right. And their slains are gonna what? Their slain shall come out of their carcasses, man. All right, because this place is gonna be disintegrated. You see, and everything's gonna be dissolved. The host of heaven shall be dissolved. Okay, through thermonuclear missile. Again, remember, America, Babylon the Great. Okay, is a altar unto the Lord, man. And the Lord uses fire when we have altars, man. And why is he going to use fire? Because that's the greatest cleansing agent that the Lord has, man, is fire. All right. And just like he said, and let's grab that, 2 Peter's, okay, 3 and 3, and let me just go straight to it. I'll take it from 5. It says, "For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yahweh the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water, and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men." All right. So back in the ancient time, all right, the Lord destroyed this place, all right, and only saved 8 people. Okay. Noah and his sons, all right, and their wives. Okay. And it was destroyed by a flood. Okay. But the Lord gave us a promise, which the rainbow was the promise. Okay, was a sign for that promise that we will never be destroyed by floods again. All right, but this time this place is reserved unto fire, as the scriptures say. Okay, thermonuclear missiles. Okay, so let's just finish this up and I'll wrap it up. It says Putin suggested that the white full scale nuclear tests are risky. They may be justified for security and restraint in the arms race. There's that word security again. It says, but Putin claims Russia has tested a new kind of weapon in chilling World War III threat. He urged discussion on extending the New START treaty for at least 1 year to help stabilize the global nuclear balance. All right, no big deal for us. I think I've read this. I think they're redoing it again. They're bringing up like pieces they already brought up. It says President Putin said on Friday that Russia would not worry if the United States decides not to. Yeah, they're doing the same thing. It might be repeating itself. It says Vlad's game changer. Putin's chillingly claims a new kind of weapon has been tested in Russia as Ukraine begs Trump for long-range missiles. We're at the end of it already. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's the end of it now. You see? So at the end of the day, man, all right, you got this devil talking about there ain't gonna be no World War III, all right? But Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, All right, his words shall not come back onto him void. And Yahweh Shai says otherwise, man. Yahweh Shai said that America will be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, and it's coming. It's right around the corner. All right, and call Haloim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai for destroying this place when that time comes, man, because this place got to go. All right, this place is exceedingly polluted. All right, let's grab that and end it with that. This is Second Ezra 15, and matter of fact, I'll just take it from the top, 1 through 8. Yeah, 1 through. You know what? Let me grab this, and I'll end it with that. I mean, and I'll end it with Second Ezra. This is Revelations. Revelations. Come on. What's going on? Okay. It doesn't want to work. Come on, buddy. You can do it. This is 11 and 14 in Revelation. It says, the second woe is past. All right. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right. So you had already, all right, in the 9th chapter, it said that that the first woe was past, and there come 2 woes hereafter. All right. And then it goes into Revelations, the 11th chapter, 14, verse 14. It says the second woe was past. All right. We already know there's been 2 woes. All right. Woes represent destruction, and the woes represent the world wars. All right. So the first war was in 1914. The second war was in what? 1942. Okay. And it said that the third woe cometh quickly. Look how fast it came. You see, we're here in 2025 now. All right. It says the third woe cometh quickly, and it's here. All right. Now I can end it with Second Ezra. Second Ezra 15. And I'll take it from 1 to 8. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. All right. And that's what we do. We speak prophecy. We tell you before it happens, man. Okay. It says, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai. All right. He gives us the words to put in our mouths. All right. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All right. And the sword is going into these world wars, man, because the sword is military power, man. The blessing of Esau. Okay. And who's the one that brings up all these wars, man, that starts all these wars? Okay. We know that's Esau, pertaining to Revelations. All right. Let's grab that, the 6th chapter, real quick. All right. 6 and 4. And it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. You see? And that's why he's able to bring war upon this place, man. All right. This is going back to my bad. Second Ezra 15 and 5. It says, behold, the Lord Yahweh Shai, I will bring plague, say the Lord Yahweh Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Yeah. All that wickedness, you know, it's everywhere. All right. They're literally getting away with all the wickedness that they do. But the Lord has allowed that because he's letting their sins reach onto heaven, man. You see, so there is no excuse when the Lord comes to destroy this place. It says, therefore saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Okay? And we're constantly complaining unto the Lord to get us up out of here, man, because of all the wickedness we constantly see. All right. So again, the Lord is about to bring these plagues, man. He's not slack concerning his plagues, man. All right. The sword, famine, death, and destruction is what's coming to this place. Great destruction. All right. So with that being said, Lord willing, you were edified. All right. With that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aquat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom, keep fighting the good fight of faith.